Do you want to talk about some of the violence you've seen from the left?
We were in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. We saw, I don't know if it was Antifa or Black Lives Matter, they were scaling the wall. I have
Wow.
to go over. She's got photographs.
You have photographs of it.
Antifa climbing the wall.
Oh, wow. That's Antifa. Whoa, look at that. Look at that guy. He's the Antifa guy with the red hat on. And that Antifa guy has a Trump flag.
I mean, you really couldn't make this stuff up if you tried. It feels like we're living in a never-ending acid trip at this point.
To be clear, whatever happens to your little leader, it's going to be because of the actions that he took. So you can talk all you want to about how January 6th was nonsense, but all of y'all were running at that time. Y'all were grabbing y'all's gas masks and y'all were running to your offices because you didn't know if they were coming to kill you. You should have cared that somebody was there to protect you, but instead you want to play games because you found out that it was your leader that decided that he wanted to propagate an insurrection on our country. So don't tell me that you care about the Constitution, because you don't. All you care about is Trump getting reelected.
You know, despite the fact that we're 4 years removed now from the 2020 election, Republicans are still going along with election denialism, pretending like Donald Trump won, or, well, maybe there's a possibility that he could have won. We haven't looked through all the evidence yet. There's still more to consider.
Should Donald Trump lose again, what would it mean to you personally, and what do you think it would mean for the country?
Well, it would be very disappointing. I think, personally, I think look at the turnout here. Look at at his opponent and the turnout that you see for him. That doesn't add up. It's pretty much pretty clear that, he has support. The other guy doesn't. The other guy, in fact, I think they cheated.
Bill Clinton back in 2020.
Bill Clinton supports rape.
Well,
Sorry.
going back to that election, you think it was stolen?
I was definitely stolen. No doubt about it.
Well, there's some doubt, right? Because President Biden's the president now, and 60 courts said it wasn't, and here we are.
Those were procedural dismissals.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think, many affidavits, they keep saying there's no evidence. The definition of an affidavit is evidence. The word evidence appears in that definition. So to dismiss all of that evidence, and they do it all the time. So it's absurd that the media, mainstream media, not all media, but much of the media is playing along.
I have thick skin. You can come after whoever.
They're hiding and suppressing news. You have the government involved in censorship, government censorship, using media as a proxy for that. It's absurd, and people see that. We're tired of it. I just don't believe that there are that many Democrat voters out there. You're trying to tell me Joe Biden got the most votes in history? Look at what was happening there. Very shady stuff. We already talked about the evidence that they're saying is not evidence.
Say it with me. He lost it. Repeating the same lie that he won wasn't going to turn the election around. The lost in this chamber keep pushing lies and lunacy on behalf of a multi-time loser.
And at this point, it's really obvious that Republicans are just setting up a win-win scenario for themselves. If Donald Trump wins, well, then he won. But if he loses, they're just going to say that, there was cheating again. Because regardless of what goes down, the election is almost certainly going to be very close. Both Joe Biden and Donald Trump, it looks like every chance they get, they bleed support. Whether it be the youth vote or independents, they go back and forth playing ping pong with who can hit the bottom first. So Republicans' only agenda is sticking to the liberals and obviously tax cuts and cutting migration and stuff like that. Things along those lines, making sure that we can get rid of entitlement programs and things like that. The same old jazz that they've been playing for the last 40, 50 plus years. But this election is really going to be incredibly destructive, ridiculous, annoying. It's going to be everything. But the silver lining is that there's a lot of room for younger generations, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, to get in office now, because the boomers and the greatest generation, the sun is setting. So it's time for us to really, really do what we can to get better people in office.